Hello friends, how are you doing today? My name is Mary and this is Happily Ever Esch, and today I am bringing you my Nonfiction November TBR. Nonfiction November is hosted by Olive over at A Book Olive and Gemma over at Nonfic Lit, and I will put both of the creators down in the description box below. But I absolutely love the idea of this readathon. It is a month-long readathon, basically encouraging booktube to pick up nonfiction. So whether if you're someone who reads literally no nonfiction, just to maybe pick something up and try it this month, or someone who reads lots of nonfiction just to kind of push yourself to read more. So just really trying to give some love to the wonderful nonfiction reads. I love that. I have read, I think, 10 nonfiction books this year, which in comparison to some isn't a lot, but that's a big chunk of my reading. I've read about almost 50 books, so a fifth of my reading has been nonfiction, and I don't think I read any nonfiction books last year, so I don't know. I've just really been enjoying it this year, so I'm really going to try to focus my reading this month mostly on nonfiction. There are a couple challenges to go along, just like a lot of readathons, but they kind of take a cool little twist. And the challenges for Nonfiction November are just 4 words: home, love, substance, and scholarship. And so you can kind of take those words and fit them or interpret them however you want to create your TBR. So I thought that this was a really fun and creative idea for challenges for a readathon. And I've picked books to kind of fit all of the words. So let's just hop on into my TBR. So the first word challenge is home, and for that I picked Another Day in the Death of America, A Chronicle of 10 Short Lives by Gary Younge or Young. I'm not exactly sure, like with the E on the end, how that is pronounced, but I chose this because I live in America. America is my home. So that was kind of my thoughts on that, but I am so excited about this book. I have already started it. I read the first kind of introduction to the story, and it was already so moving and powerful, and I'm very excited. If I finish one nonfiction book this month, this is the one that I want to finish. But this looks at one day in America and the children's lives who were lost to gun violence in that day. In the introduction, it talks about how on average 7 children are shot and killed by gun violence every day in America. And so this is a random day that was chosen where 10 lives happened to be taken by gun violence. And this Gary gives a voice to each of these young lives, and we get to read about all of them and what happened to these children. So I believe that in his definition of children, that is anyone under the age of 19. I think this is going to shed a huge light on the tragedies that are happening every day because of gun violence in America, and I'm really excited to read this one. I've only heard good things. I'm very excited to pick this one up. The next challenge or word was love, and I picked 2 options for this, so I'm not sure if I'll read both of them or what, but the first one was A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, Rediscovering America on the Appalachian Trail, and I put this in my 5-star predictions or books I think that I will love video. I've never read any Bill Bryson, but he is a very loved nonfiction author who talks a lot about his travels and his experiences with the world, which I love that. But I love national parks, protected lands, nature. This is looking at the Appalachian Trail, which I would love to travel to someday. So I think that this is perfect for this challenge. The Appalachian Trail is like over 2,000 miles. It stretches from Georgia to Maine. So I'm very excited about this. I've heard that Bill Bryson is funny in his writing, but also very poignant. So another one that I'm very, very excited to read. And look at this little bear. Like, this cover is lovely. Who wouldn't want to read this book? And then again for this challenge, I picked another nature book, and this is Upstream by Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver is a very beloved poet, but she also has written a few essay collections, and this one is in particular looking at her love for nature, her love for literature, kind of how those coincide. I think that this will kind of deal with a lot of topics of solitude, just like the quiet found in nature, and just the beauty of life in all its forms, from the grand to the very tiny. So I know Bree Hill has talked very highly about this book. I think there's an essay in here about a spider that she particularly loved and still thinks about often. So it's not very long. I think it's going to be really well written. And yeah, I'm excited to try Mary Oliver. And again, this cover just is stunning, and it kind of wraps around to the back. So I am stoked about this one. I picked another essay collection, and this is to go along with the word scholarship, and that is The Empathy Exams, and this is by Leslie Jameson. So scholarship, scholarly exams, that was kind of, when I saw that, I was like, that would be perfect for that word or challenge, and this is one that I have been wanting to read for quite some time. And I think that this is just taking a look at empathy, how we should care for others, how can we feel other people's pain, and just examining empathy in kind of all its forms. And so I think this is going to be profound and beautiful, and I'm looking forward to it. So I've not read a lot of essay collections, but it is something that I would like to get more into, and this is a very well-known essay collection. The cover is really beautiful too. I don't know if you can see that there's like a heart on it, so would fit in for the love challenge as well, like love heart. So yeah, this is one that I hope to get to this month. And then last but certainly not least, for the word substance, I chose Lynched, The Power of Memory in a Culture of Terror. And when I heard the word substance, I kind of was just thinking of books with a lot of substance and staying power, and books that really change who you are and how you think about things. And when I first heard about this book, that's exactly what I thought. I think that this is going to be powerful and moving. And Angela D. Sims has kind of, from what I understand, created a narrative from those living in a time where lynching was extremely prevalent. So I do want to read the blurb in the front cover of this, because it really, when I picked it up and read it, convinced me that I needed to pick this up, and soon. So hopefully it will do the same for you. Lynched preserves memories, even while it provides an analysis of the meaning of those memories. Sims examines the relationship between lynching and the interconnected realities of race, gender, class, and other social fragmentations that ultimately shape a person's and a community's religious self-understanding. Through this understanding, she explores how the narrators reconcile their personal and communal memory of lynching with their lived Christian experience. Moreover, Sims unearths the community's truths that this is sometimes a story of words and at other times a story of silence. This just sounds riveting, important, and I'm very excited to read it. And just for your information, if you're curious, Angela D. Sims is the Dean of Academic Programs, Robert B. and Kathleen Rogers Chair in Church and Society, and Associate Professor of Ethics and Black Church Studies in St. Paul School of Theology. So, kind of her background. Yeah, I saw this and I just knew that it was going to be powerful, and it's not very long. I think it's going to pack a pretty big punch. So those are all the books that I plan to pick up for Nonfiction November. I would love to know if you're participating, what you're reading. If you filmed the video, please let me know down below so I can go check it out. But I am so excited to just give some nonfiction some more love this month. So I hope that you are having a great rest of your day. I hope that you had a wonderful reading month in October, and that it's going to continue in November. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.